Alright, so a few weeks ago, we kind of put up a hot take video about the 3080 Ti and how it could have been cheaper than the regular 3080. And I'm freaking furious because I feel like Jensen himself looked at that video, which that'd be really cool if I got one of them to watch. But I'm still mad. He looked at that video himself and said, those guys aren't following the rest of the review hive mind, so let's put them in their place. So, I'm sorry guys. The 3080 Ti came out and it's $1,200. So, let's just start with the basics. This is a prop. It's just a regular old 3070. I would love to talk to you firsthand about the 3080 Ti, but well, each Best Buy near us had like 42 of them, and we looked it up. Within like 12 hours of launch, there were at least 40 people in line, so that ain't happening. So, yeah, let's do a quick rundown here of what happened and what kind of went wrong, or for Nvidia, what went right. So first and foremost, the pricing. I'm so mad about the pricing because we did a little bit of digging here. Some people on Reddit kind of did the work for me. Basically, the running theory is that Nvidia kind of has the power with the AIBs, like XFX and like EVGA or whatever, guys for Nvidia, to have a set range for pricing they're allowed to do, because it seems like they can kind of just raise or lower the price the day of the announcement, depending on Jensen's mood, if his Uber driver was mean to him, or if AMD did anything special. $1,200. Why am I so mad about $1,200? In this market, it doesn't matter, right? Nothing's MSRP. Well, if you looked on their website a while ago, they deleted a page. You can find it on the Wayback Machine, or I think it's Web or Archive. You can find it archived somewhere. They had a sweepstakes, and they list the MSRPs for each item, because I think they legally have to do that. 3080 Ti was listed as a $999 MSRP. It's like, why is it $200 more? Because they can. I'm so mad, because I spent a whole video defending them launching new cards, saying it wasn't tone deaf, and then they do this super tone deaf thing. So, I just gotta cut into it here. My relationship with Nvidia has kind of been a love-hate thing. I love the hardware. They've really kept pushing. Even when AMD was kind of, falling behind a bit, they didn't pull an Intel. They kept, pedal to the metal, pushing out better and better hardware. But on the software side and the financial side, they're kind of mean. They're kind of rude. So not only are they releasing these new cards at higher prices for no reason, besides greed, they also are releasing mining cards and gouging miners. Now, we all hate miners, and I'm fine with them getting gouged, but don't take features away from me. That's rude.
I mean, if you give them a good value mining card, would they move away from gaming cards?
Probably not, because they can't flip the mining cards later.
Yeah.
That's kind of the dilemma. But and then the mining cards, what there used to be a way to take the old mining cards and run them through your iGPU as a pass through, and use the mining card as your gaming card. So who cares? Why is that a problem? And they patched it out. Why do you care, Nvidia? Oh no, he paid more money for a card that's a worse card, and he's using it to. Why do you care? They just want to make more e-waste, it feels like, and that really gets under my skin. Please stop making e-waste. Well, they cut out features because they feel like they can, because they want to sell your card worth double or triple, or worse on the Quadros. They have terrible Linux support. Their business practices have been kind of hit or miss, and unfortunately, we just kind of had to deal with it because AMD was kind of, floundering. Okay, have some 480s and 580s, or a 590. That doesn't do anything compared to, a 1080 Ti. Sorry, guys. It's just, how do you not? How do you not? Look at him. He's just so cool. Again, they're putting the squeeze on us because the squeeze isn't squoze yet, and they can keep squeezing. So basically, yeah, they cut features out, and they charge you more money because they can. What else are you going to do? Are you going to go buy a Radeon card? I mean, I'd love to, but where am I going to buy a Radeon card? Where am I going to buy any card? The market's completely trashed, and I'm like, I don't know what to do here. Is Intel our only hope? So until, production gets better, or somehow Intel makes more cards on the same 7nm process node as everybody else, we're kind of stuck here dealing with this nightmare. And, I'm just frustrated. I'm just why would you go out of your way to get on everybody's nerves. Like literally the whole pricing announcement, you got the Fallout text, nobody liked that. So the pricing is high. Like it's higher than it should be because it's a terrible value proposition. It is not like price per performance, it's not that much better than the 3080. It's just not a good call at all. Even if we get Intel with a competitive GPU, and you know, they did show a preview of a 400-ish nanometer die, which is roughly the same ballpark as a 3070. Although, you know, let's not talk about Raja and his time at AMD and his promises. I think Intel's still doing the same TSMC 7 nanometer node as everybody else except for Nvidia, so I don't know how that's going to fix supply problems. So we're kind of just stuck here. You've got a card here that costs more money than it should and doesn't deliver enough extra power to warrant that price. Like, I'm going to be honest with you guys. A 3080 is a really fast card. I don't know. I feel like if you need more than a 3080, you just buy the 3090. Like, why are you going, like, in a weird half step here, you know? Like, I don't know what you're doing besides, what, Flight Sim VR 4K, 1440p. Yep, Ham, you're blocking the camera, dude. Ham, go sit down, you furry guy. So yeah, like when the 3090, the whole launch first came out, the price gap between a 3080 and a 3090 was huge, and it wasn't kind of worth the money. For most people, you just buy a 3080. That card is crazy fast. I used one briefly. I felt guilty. It was too fast. It's crazy fast, and unless you're doing something super specific, the 3090 just doesn't really bring much more to the table. But then you bring this 3080 Ti into the mix, and it's like, it's the same problem, where it's like, is it really that much better than a 3080? Like, is it worth the extra money? For 300 theoretical dollars more, yeah, you know, just buy the 3090. Just get the big boy card. It's got 24 gigs of VRAM, so you're never gonna have that as a problem. The core is going to be too slow for you in the future before you run out of VRAM. So it's like, you know, it's kind of a status symbol, honestly. I don't know who you're gonna flex on saying I got a 3080 Ti. Like, okay, yeah, you can, but then the guy at the 3090 is gonna be like, what? Couldn't find the 3090, kid? Yeah, and then, you know, the 3080 guy just kind of pops in and goes, I can't hear you over my price to performance ratio. Add MSRP, and again, none of these people exist because those cards are all in the hands of miners. So again, like I briefly touched on the mining limiter, and I know a lot of you guys are fans of that because, you know, miners, they're the scum of the earth, and you know, I get that. They're part of the reason why we're in the whole situation. But the mining limiter is coming out on obviously the 3060 until they accidentally leak that driver. I'm sure they'll fix that. Maybe. Then all of the new revisions are going to be like, I think it's LHR is what the SKU is going to be, low hash rate. You're going to have all of the 3060 Ti's, 3070s, 3080s. I don't think they're touching the 3090 because if you're spending that kind of money, just give them everything. And they're all going to have halved hash rates for mining Ethereum, mind you. So if you're running the Ethereum algorithm, it's like ETH hash, you're going to get half of your hash rate. So a 3080 Ti will get you roughly the same mining hash rate as a 2080 Ti because of that mining limiter. Which just makes you think, how fast would that thing be without the limiter? The problem there is, again, one, will the limiter hold, or are we going to get around it somehow? And two, what happens when we stop mining Ethereum? Because it doesn't block any other algorithm. Again, I know, Ethereum is the most profitable one, that's why we're mining it. But that might not be the case forever, especially because Ethereum's going proof of stake at the end of the year eventually, and you know, you won't be able to mine with it. So what are we going to move on to? Yeah, what happens first? Graphics cards in stock, Switch Pro, or proof of stake Ethereum? You have the Linux desktop? Okay, sure. So again, the concern is that you're just going to have a bunch of guys hopping over to the next coin, because while Ethereum is more profitable at half the hash rate, now you're going to start getting questions of, you know, does Ravencoin, for example, with that whole Kapow or whatever algorithm, if I'm mining, you know, essentially twice as fast, you know, twice the speed as I would with a, you know, Ethereum, is it going to equal out? Am I suddenly going to be like, hey, I make as much money mining this obscure algorithm as I do mining Ether, and Ether's going to go out the door anyways? So like, cards just keep going up in value. Like, it's frustrating. If you're gonna take away my features, at least do a good job of it, guys. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just very disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
Okay, stepdad.
I'm very just disappointed because this was another one of those chances to kind of throw gamers a bone and be like, no guys, we care about you, because first and foremost, Nvidia was founded as like a gaming company. If you watch the whole meme GPU video, I went over it. They made the first GPU. They made a graphics accelerator card and they coined the term GPU. So, okay. They weren't the first graphics card, but they were the first GPU and the name stuck. So, you know, like, they were a gaming company first and foremost, and now they just kind of don't care about us, and it's really just disappointing. At the end of the day, we're just, you know, another margin for them to exploit. I can't believe I'm saying it, but hopefully Intel saves us. You know, that's when you get the whole Intel, like, you must be truly desperate to come to me for help meme. Like, yeah, Intel, the guys that sold you 4-core, 8-thread CPUs for, like, what, 7 years straight?
And then the second they see any competition, they start increasing cores? Yeah, those guys.
Yeah, you know, Intel hasn't been really kind to the consumers.
Thanks, I'll keep breathing. I'm not holding any breaths.
Yeah, Intel hasn't been the nicest, they don't have the nicest track record, Nvidia doesn't, and okay, we can pretend AMD does, but that's just because they've always been the underdog. I don't want to believe it. I want to believe in you, Dr. Sue. But it's business. I feel like AMD would just be kind of rude to us too if they had the position. So I mean, yeah, AMD has, you can kind of nitpick AMD for the whole 5600, no 5600X, the whole APU being cheaper. You can kind of criticize them for that, and you know, there's some merit to being like, well, you know, it's more expensive now with, you know, everyone buying 7 nanometer, and oh well, yields have improved, so they don't need the lower end SKU. You can go through that, and that's fine. But that's nowhere near as scummy as, sorry, Ham. It's nowhere near as scummy as what Nvidia is trying to pull on us. I don't know. It's just like, I feel personally attacked. Probably more so than you guys, because I have a video that's gonna age like milk now. I don't know. Jensen, if you're watching this, first off, I hope you subscribe. I hope all of you subscribe. Second of all, I hope like next time you try and buy a jacket, they like scalp you. Like, I hope you can't find a new leather jacket anywhere, because I can't find a graphics card anywhere, and it's just sad. Alright guys, so you want to hear another old man yells at, you know, the industry video, get subscribed, leave a comment, you know, all that good stuff, and have a nice one. See you next time. So, yeah guys, I don't know. I feel like Nvidia just— Oh!
Are you subscribed to Coil Line?
Yeah, of course!
Good.